And joining me live now is former Assistant Foreign Policy Advisor to Benjamin Netanyahu and former IDF Defence Ministry Captain Caroline Glick. Thanks so much for your time. First of all, we have heard from Benjamin Netanyahu. He's spoken in English. He doesn't always do that, essentially saying it will not happen when it comes to calls for a ceasefire. So in your view, Caroline, is this a new direction?
Well, we're in war right now. I mean, we were attacked by a slaughter from the south, from Gaza, that invaded our communities and slaughtered our people and took 238 of our people hostage in Gaza. And since then, we've also been experiencing wanton aggression in the north. We have 150,000 Israelis displaced that have been evacuated from their communities in the south and the north for essentially an unknown period of time. And in the meantime, we have northern communities in Israel along the Lebanese border and also along the Syrian border being attacked on a daily basis. So I don't see a ceasefire in the offing. No, not at all.
No, and Benjamin Netanyahu wanted to make that patently clear. As he was speaking English, this was obviously a message for beyond Israel. Is there a feeling, do you think, from within the government that they may be losing some support from allies, or they wanted to get ahead of the game by saying, look, it's just not going to happen?
It may be all those things, or it may simply be that he wanted to, give a reality check to the world that we have a war to win, and that's what we're going to do. We're not interested in a ceasefire. Look, in the past, in all of our exchanges of fire with Hamas in particular, but also with Hezbollah, the minute that we start winning, they claim that they are in a humanitarian crisis. Of course, they provoke the entire thing by both assaulting our country and murdering 1,500 Israelis and then and in just in a slaughter, and then taking our hostages. And now by using their own civilians as human shields behind which they hide when they try to pulverize Israeli cities. They've shot over thousands and thousands of missiles and rockets and mortars since October 7th as well into Israeli population centers. So, they cry that they're in a humanitarian crisis, which they want to blame on us. And then they say, we need a humanitarian ceasefire. But all of that is just to kill our soldiers. That's what happened in 2014. That's what happened in previous rounds of fire with us. And we're not going to fall victim to that ploy again.
So, Caroline, what does a win look like from Israel's point of view?
It looks like the annihilation of Hamas as an organization that's capable of waging any sort of war, including with rocks, against Israel, because we understand that to the extent that they're able to harm us, that's what they want to do. They've organized an entire society around the idea that the Jews have to be annihilated, and this is what they educate their children to do from the age of 2. So we have to deny them the ability to do that. That's how you defeat a jihad. You can't defeat the ideology. It's not up to us to decide what's in people's hearts, but we can deny them the ability to wage one against us. And that's really what it amounts to. And also, of course, to dismantle the Hamas regime in Gaza. Those are the war aims that the government set for the operation in Gaza. And they have the support of the entire Israeli people, and are also our expectation that we're going to see this through.
Can the wiping out of Hamas be done without a significant civilian death toll in Gaza?
Yeah, that's really up to Hamas. Right now, they're, according to the U.S. National Security advisor Jake Sullivan, in an interview with CNN today, he said that the 600 American citizens in Gaza that are trying to get out through the Rafah crossing into Egypt are essentially being held hostage by Hamas, that they're not allowing them to cross, and they have all kinds of demands that they're making on the United States, extortionary demands, sort of things that they're making about in the hostage negotiations, which means that these 600 American citizens are being held hostage. And so, these people, they'll stop at nothing to cause more torture and damage to everybody that they can get their hands on, and that's what they're doing.
Well, Caroline Glick, I really appreciate your time from Jerusalem Live this morning. We'll speak again.
Thank you very much for having me on your program. Have a good day.